You can also tell a British dancer trained at the Royal Ballet School. This is Anthony Dowell as a prince in Sleeping Beauty. Dowell shows very clearly the elegance that is always expected of the dancers who must interpret the princely heroes in the classical ballet repertoire. His dancing always shows the beautiful line and distinction of the royal ballet style for men. No hint of strain, nothing distorting the flow of the dancing. Anthony Dowell entered the Royal Ballet School at the age of 10. A dancer must be versatile too. This is Dowell again, in a very different but equally British role, as one of Edward Elgar's friends in Frederick Ashton's ballet, Enigma Variations. We don't like to be tied exclusively to our national style. We all enjoy the challenge of other work and other companies. One of our favorite party pieces is a great Russian classic, Don Quixote. It's a great opportunity to show off your technique. And of course, when you're dancing Don Q, as we call it, you don't think of being Danish or Russian or British. You just dance full out to your physical limits. Of course, what haunts every dancer, the danger we run every day in class, rehearsal and performance, is injury. All dancers get injuries. Through our training we have learned to stand a lot of pain. Injuries can happen at any time, even in the middle of a performance, and the show must still go on. Sometimes, even in spite of strains, torn ligaments, or even fractured bones. Our first insurance against injury is our daily class. We all have to do daily class, from the youngest boy in the school to the greatest stars. It's the only way to prepare our muscles and our joints for the demands we're going to make on them later in the day, during rehearsal and performance. Class begins with the simplest bends and stretches at the bar for half an hour. Then we move to the center of the floor and continue working towards jumps and turns for up to a further hour. Taking this men's class at the Paris Opera is Alexander Kalushny,
a former great star of the company.
Cabriole, glissade, cabriole, cabriole et un détourné.
Our teachers are very tough on us, maybe because many of them were at one time dancers themselves, and they know how difficult it is to do this first thing in the morning after a hard performance the night before. Since I started dancing professionally, I reckon I've spent more than 10,000 hours of my life doing this. One of today's most popular stars at the Paris Opera is Patrick Dupont. With this modern solo, choreographed by Rick Odoms, he shows how classical training can prepare us for every sort of choreography.
I've been so many places in my life and times.
Patrick Dupont, of course, also dances a traditional repertoire. But in modern work like this, he shows an amazing flexibility and freedom, which have made him the darling of the French audiences.
I've acted out my life on stages, oh yeah, with 10,000 people watching, yeah. But we're alone now, right now, and I'm singing my song for you. I know your image of me is something that I tried to be. I've treated you unkindly, yeah. But oh, can't you see, can't you see? There's no one more important to me, oh no. Honey, can't you please see through me? 'Cause we're alone now, right now, and I'm singing my song for you. Oh, you taught me precious secrets, yeah, of the truth with holding nothing. Your love came right out in front, and I was sort of hiding, yeah, yeah, yeah. But right now I'm so much better, yes I am. And in my words don't come together, no. Listen to the melody, because my love is in there, honey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I love you in a place where there was no space or time. I loved you for all reasons. You were a mighty good friend of mine, yes you were. But when my life is over, all over, will you remember when we were together, yeah? 'Cause we're alone right now, and I'm singing my song, singing it for you. I wanna sing my song wanna give my heart to you. I wanna give my soul to you.
The demands a male dancer must make upon his heart, lungs and back when performing one of the great solos of the classical repertoire or one of the really killing male roles are massive, but he must conceal it. I was recently put through this test at the Bupa Fitness Center on a treadmill simulating running uphill. The British Olympic team had been put through the same test. Over about a mile, the verdict was that I compared very favorably with them. Perhaps not up to the best long-distance runners, but then my legs are developed to move in a completely different way. Like runners, Danish dancers learned to keep on the move the whole time. But as Bonneville's theater was small, on a small stage, he was forced to choreograph more vertical than horizontal movements. And there are no pauses for breath to let us find more strength. When you watch Bjarne Hæk dance's Bonneville solo, you will see he never stops. The secret of performing it is that you must never reveal a moment of the tiredness or the strain you may feel. It must look easy. The danger then is, of course, that unless it looks difficult, some audiences don't know how to appreciate it. This is Fernando Bojones of the American Ballet Theatre. Bojones superbly demonstrates the basic qualities of ballet training. It requires our strength to wear a kind of mask, and it is that which is sometimes mistaken for weakness or lack of manliness, because fundamentally, the classical dancer's manner still bears traces of the nobility and grandeur of the princes and noblemen, who were the dancers in the European court entertainments from which ballet came. The solos in the classical repertoire make tremendous demands upon the male dancer. We must aim for ease and elegance, and for a flawless execution of the classroom steps that the old ballets contain. But perfect reproduction is not enough. Technical standards are being raised all the time.
I think that male dancers today do not put a limitation to their technique. They try for jumps, they try for pirouettes, they try for extensions, turnout, just as a ballerina would have natural. And I think that this has made the male dancer more exciting today, because at one time the male dancer was known only to partner the ballerinas and mainly only to look elegant behind them. Today, you are expected to still partner them well and look elegant, but create an excitement that makes the performance complete on the stage with the ballerina today.